Welcome to a brand new episode of John's Court. Today, I'm super excited to bring you another episode. Guys, it is Sunday. The NBA playoffs have started. They started yesterday. They started Saturday. Unfortunately, I can't bring this video before the playoffs started, but I will give you my predictions of the whole NBA playoffs, who I think is going to be the champion, who I think is going to get out of each round, and in how many games. Yes, I have seen some games, but that doesn't affect what I still think what was going to happen before this. So I'm going to dive right into it. The NBA playoffs started on Saturday. Actually, I just got done watching the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. Kind of spoiler alert here. The Boston Celtics win in a game-winning shot. Kind of crazy. You guys should go watch it. Can't believe that it happened. So please go watch it. Please go, watch this NBA basketball time because it is just terrific. It's some of the best basketball that we've seen in a long time, especially from the East and from the West. So, going to get right into it. Starting with the East, the Miami Heat are playing the Atlanta Hawks. It's the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. And, typically the 1 seed normally beats the 8 seed pretty well. We'll see what happens here. But I think, realistically, Miami wins this game 4-1. I think that the Atlanta Hawks do take one game because of what Trae Young and the Hawks, what they were able to do last year versus the New York Knicks, and able to make it to Eastern Conference Finals. So that's what I kind of think there. But I think Miami Heat are going to have their way. Duncan Robinson's going to play well. Jimmy Butler's going to play well. Bam's going to have a great series. So I don't see anything, not going their way and what it's supposed to. And then you have the Philadelphia 76ers playing their Toronto Raptors. Now, a lot of people will say that this series is underrated, especially with the Raptors playing the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, on paper, the Philadelphia 76ers win this game, hands down, no matter what. But, the Toronto Raptors could put up a good fight, and they could potentially, take one game or two games. But realistically, I don't see that happening. I see the Philadelphia 76ers. I want to say sweeping them, but unfortunately, I don't say sweeping them because James Harden has a problem in the playoffs. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't show up. So I see them winning this series 4-1 as well, just like the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. Next, you have the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Chicago Bulls. Now, no one has played this game yet so far, which is awesome. And it does come on at 6:30 here in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to be watching the game. It's going to be a great game, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what happens. But the Milwaukee Bucks are a third seed coming in and playing the Chicago Bulls. Well, I guess it's kind of the other way around because the Bulls are going into the Milwaukee Bucks because the Milwaukee Bucks have a home game. Now, with that being said, I think the Milwaukee Bucks take this series, but I think they take it 4-2. I think the Bulls really put up a fight. I think the Bulls really go out and try their best to really win this series, even though I think the Bucks, they're the defending champions, They're not going to go without a fight. And, they still have the same roster basically as last year, maybe with a few tweaks. But, I really think the Bucks win this series 4-2. I think it's going to be probably the best series in the East that I'm kind of looking forward to watching. But the other series that I think is going to be a great series is going to be the Boston Celtics versus the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said, I just watched this game. It doesn't determine who I thought was going to win the series or whatnot. But the Boston Celtics did just take Game 1 at Boston Celtics in a dramatic fashion. It's crazy to watch. You guys should definitely go watch it. Check it out. See it. But I think the Brooklyn Nets come away with this. I think they're the scariest 7 seed that we'll probably ever see in NBA history. Let me repeat that. The scariest NBA 7 seed that we'll ever see in NBA history. Yes, Ben Simmons isn't back yet, but he's posting videos. He seems ready that he's there. So we'll see if he plays this run at all or if he's just ready for next year. But either way, you still have Kyrie Irving. You still have Kevin Durant, the best player in the league that I think for sure. With everything being said, with that, sorry guys, I don't have a chair, so I was kind of sitting on my knees, so it kind of hurts. So let's see what the best way is here to, kind of sit down. I'm just kidding, guys. But anyways, I think the Nets win this series, and I think they win it. Realistically, I see winning it 4-2, and that might become true because the Boston Celtics did just take Game 1, and they could still have another game to win. Going to be a hard-fought series, just Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, everybody on that team as well. So that is going to be probably the most watched series, I would say, out of the Eastern Conference and one of the best series, if not the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls as well. Then we go on to the Phoenix Suns playing the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans, made it in here. They fought hard against the Clippers in the play-in tournament. to win or go home. They were able to win that game. They were up by a lot in the first half, and then, they were down by like 13 or 15, and then were able to come back and win the game. So I had the Pelicans, making the play-in tournament, making that 8 seed, so I'm super glad to see it. I'm super happy to see it, and with everything that's happening, but I don't see them getting past the Phoenix Suns. Now, I don't see them getting past the Phoenix Suns because just the way of Devin Booker, just the way of Chris Paul, just that whole team, they even got better. They were in the NBA Finals last year. They were up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Milwaukee Bucks. So, and the Milwaukee Bucks just won 4 straight. So I see the Suns winning this probably 4-0 realistically because the Pelicans are, coming off those 2 playing tournament games. And then, I just think they're tired. I just don't think that they'll, they did trade for CJ and things like that. But I don't think I can see them winning. The Suns should win to take this pretty easily. Then you've got the Dallas Mavericks playing the Utah Jazz at a 4 and 5 seed. Now, for the first game of the series, the Mavericks didn't have Luka. It went to a very close game. The Jazz are able to pull it out, but I still think that the Jazz were going to pull it out anyways. I just don't see the Mavericks getting out of the first round. I just don't see Luka having enough help, things like that going on. So, I just see... I just see the Jazz winning this 4-1 because I think Luka does pull out a game out of his, out of his trick, them winning 1 game. So I think it's going to be 4-1 here with the Jazz. They're a good regular season team, and I think they're definitely an underdog to go pretty far. They are a 5th seed in the Western Conference. So then you have the Golden State Warriors playing the Denver Nuggets. And this is going to be a good series. I think this is one of the most hyped series besides probably the next series that I get to that I'm about to talk about. That's where it's going to be. But no, round 1, guys. Sorry, the thing's messing up, and I went to conference semis, and hey, we're not even there yet. We're playing the first games. So I think Golden State takes this series. I think it's going to be a good, hard-fought series with the Denver Nuggets. With the MVP Jokic, coming, probably getting the MVP again, even though if he does lose this series, I don't really think it deters him that much. But I still do think that the Warriors do get this, and I think that they win it probably 4-1 as well, just because, the Nuggets just don't have all their pieces there. They're really missing their big piece. Jamal Murray still coming off that torn ACL injury. So I think the Warriors do this are going to have a really good series, going to have a great game, and so I'm not too worried about them whatsoever. Sorry, guys, let's get some water. I bought these in water bottles. Pretty good. Fancies also went golfing today. Did pretty well, not going to lie. Trying my best out there, trying to get better every single day. 1% better every single day, ladies and gentlemen. But then you have the Memphis Grizzlies going on. Not going on, but they're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. Now, in the first round, they're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. I love this matchup. I love seeing it. And what I really think is what's going to happen is I think the Grizzlies are going to take this 4-1. The Grizzlies did take game 1. So, yes, kind of a shocker for me there, but the Grizzlies are young. But I see the Grizzlies coming out on top of this series. I just see it happening. The Grizzlies are playing too good, especially since they're a 2 seed. So I think they're going to, really take that series, take away from the Timberwolves. Yeah, they did fought to get in, to beat the Clippers in that first play-in tournament game. But I think the Grizzlies are going to be too much. So there we have the Grizzlies going on, and then we have the Warriors going on. That's a 2-3 matchup. That's going to be a really good matchup. And as long as everyone stays healthy for... I'll find a pillow on the ground. See? Now my knee won't hurt as well. So, good. So now I can stay like this. But anyways, I think the Warriors go on and win that conference semi versus the Grizzlies just because they're a little young. The Warriors have been there over and over again. See, look, yeah, you guys can see my phone. They just, come on, guys. Having issues. There we go. Sorry. Just seeing the Pelicans, or not the Pelicans, the Warriors, they've been there. They've won a couple titles. Draymond, Clay, Steph, they know how to get it done. So I think they should, like I said, get past the Nuggets. They'll get past the Memphis Grizzlies. And I think they honestly probably beat them 4-2. I think the Grizzlies, just really put up a good series. I think it goes to 6 games for sure. And then, like I said, I have the Jazz winning, so beating the Mavericks, going on and playing the Phoenix Suns in the second round. Now, like I said, the Jazz are a regular season team, and I don't want to say that they stick to that, but just because they are playing the Suns now, I think if they were playing maybe the Warriors or Grizzlies, I could get past the second round. But with the Suns, being who they are, I just really think that the Suns win this game, honestly, probably I could say 4-1, but I think the Jazz give a little bit more fight, and it goes to 6 games, so it's going to be 4-2. But it's going to be a really hard-fought series because the Jazz definitely have something to prove. I think they're the team that has the most to prove because they've done so well in the regular season, and they just need to take that hurdle, that leap to get past really the second round. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see it, but I think the Suns are too much, and they win 4-2. Man, Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said, it's going to be a great series. Just watch game one. But like I said, I think the Nets go on, and I think they play the Bucks. Now this is a rematch of last year's conference finals. And man, I think the Bucks get it done. And I think the Bucks get it done because, like I said, they just have the same returning players. The Nets, you don't know if Ben Simmons playing. You had James Harden, but then you requested a trade, so then you got traded going on. Kyrie's finally now playing back again, playing real well though. Kevin Durant, one of the best players to play, but Giannis is one of the best players to play. He's top 3 in the MVP voting this year. That team is just really good. So, man, it's just really hard to want to pick besides one or the other because it's playoff time. It's 2 of the best teams potentially, possibly, and they're meeting in the second round. But I've got the Bucks, and I've got this going to 7 games, just like it did last year. I think it goes to 7 games, and the Milwaukee Bucks come out on top, and they're going to be back in their home in the Bucks arena. So I don't think that they should necessarily lose to the Bucks or to the Nets because they're bad or they're not a good team. I think if they lose, the Nets just they get Ben Simmons back. I think is really what it's going to be. He's probably going to be that deciding factor. Then, we go up to the other 2 games. I have the Philly coming out of that, the Heat coming out of that. That's going to be a hard-fought, gritty game. In the next series, the Heat play tough, the 76ers play tough. On paper, I feel like the 76ers should win as a team ball, type of ball movement, type of gritty team. Heat are, you could see that Miami Heat going on, but I think I see the Philadelphia 76ers going on because I do have the most approved with Joel Embiid, and especially James Harden. He has the most approved in this playoff, so if he says he doesn't, he's lying because he definitely does. So I see the Philadelphia 76ers taking this probably in 7 games as well, just because it's going to be a good, hard-fought matchup, and I'm super excited to see what happens there. And then, so if I have the 76ers moving on, I have the Bucks moving on, I have them in the conference finals. Now, that would be crazy. I'll probably definitely, make another podcast, about after each round and, what I think. But I'm just making, my predictions here, just, going out here because I don't know if I'm going to get Big Ol on the channel, who I'm going to get on the channel, whatnot. But, just definitely want to make my predictions now. So they're here, they're on here. And I don't have to worry about making another podcast even if I don't. So there, we got that going. So the 76ers, they would be a 4 seed playing the Bucks at a 3 seed. Like I said, the Philadelphia 76ers are the most approved, but I think the Bucks, go back into the NBA Finals. I think that they'll beat them probably 4-2, probably in 6 games, because I think James Harden probably does what the better, whatnot, and just doesn't, doesn't help the 76ers when it matters. Joel Embiid's going to be a problem. The whole team's going to be a problem, facing the Bucks. But then the Bucks are a problem in itself, and everybody that they've got. Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. Like I said, Drew Holiday was a factor when they won the chip, and he's going to be a factor again. Obviously, Giannis is a factor because he's the best player on the team. But you guys know what I'm saying. So I think the Bucks win this 4-2 in 6 games, and they will be in the NBA Finals. Brought to you by YouTube TV once again this year. Now, that wraps up the East playoffs, but into the West, I have the Suns, I have the Jazz going on. I feel like I skipped going towards the final and just went up to the top, but whatever. The Suns, playing the Jazz, like I said, I have the Suns going on, probably winning that 4-2. The Warriors beating the Grizzlies, probably winning that in 4-2 as well, so in 6 games. And even the Phoenix Suns playing the Golden State Warriors in the conference finals. That's going to be a crazy game. I'm going to love that series to death, with the experience of, everybody who they have on the Warriors. Jordan Poole's playing well right now as well. Andrew Wiggins will he does. But then, like I said, the Phoenix Suns, they were back, back in the playoffs, the #1 seed again, and they really should make the NBA Finals again, and so they should go on and face the Bucks, and that's actually what I have. I have Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and the Suns. Like I said, they upgraded from last year, got at least 1 or 2 additional players to really help them with the roster in case they get into foul trouble, things like that. So I see the Suns going on. I see them facing the Golden State Warriors, and I see that going to 7 games. Now, a lot of, 6, 7 games, because that's what makes it exciting. We don't like to see sweeps and things like that, and it could happen. Players get hurt, things like that. It's basketball. Injuries are part of the game, and it does happen. But I see the Phoenix Suns going on, playing the Golden State Warriors, beating them in 7 games, and playing the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals once again, back-to-back. I think both teams might get back-to-back. Maybe that's not realistically probably something that, happens a lot. But, you saw Golden State and the Cavs, when they have LeBron, go back-to-back for like 3 or 4 years. So, I see it here. I really do see the Suns, playing the Bucks. And yeah, the Suns went up 2-0 last year. Yeah, the Bucks came back, won 4 straight, so they won in 6 games. But I see it happening completely different. Maybe I see it going 1-1, something like that. But I see the Suns winning it this year. Yeah, I know the Bucks are the defending champions, so they're gonna protect that title, at all costs. But I think the Suns are hungry than ever. I think Chris Paul needs to get a ring now. Devin Booker probably definitely needs to get his ring now. It's probably his best chance to ever get one if he does not get traded from the Suns. If Chris Paul leaves, things like that. But, oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a great series, I think the Suns are going to win that, though. And I think they're potentially going to win that in probably 7 games because, like I said, it's going to be a hard-fought game. The Suns upgraded. The Bucks, are basically the same team as they are last year. But I think the Suns win it in 7 games. It's going to be a lot of 6, 7-game series this year, guys. And that makes it exciting. That makes it awesome to watch. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this podcast. Like I said, I know it's kind of late. I know this, kind of setup isn't what you guys are used to, but I'm kind of, just doing it on the fly, doing what I got to do, making this podcast. So we're here, we're doing it. Like I said, I had the Phoenix Suns winning the NBA Finals. That's what I have. That's who I have. Who do you guys have? Comment below. See what you guys think. Like I said, I'll, hopefully make, when the conference semis come around, I'll make another podcast. We'll see what happens there. But tune in. Get your popcorn. Get ready. This is NBA playoffs. They're here. They've started. Someone's going to be crowned champion. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching this. And until next time, see you guys later.